How to find people. Right now, we are on iDrive, and I don't know what we're about to do, but yeah.
Walk the strip.
We about to walk the strip. They got it's like Las Vegas Strip here.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, but
yeah, this is Man vs. Music. You know what I'm saying? Michael Eiffel in the building, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it like this. It ain't flavor, it's fever. Niggas got penny on the wall. I'm on that. Niggas got phony on the ball. I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm on that, man. I'm on that.
Because you can have a large penis and not know what the hell you're doing.
Interesting. Okay. I don't really care about size. Like, dick is not attractive to me. Like, I don't like to visually look at it. It doesn't do anything for me. But I can deal with somebody that had the disorder and, you know, be looking at 3 inches, because that just makes me feel like something is completely wrong with you. So, I don't know, I'm just being honest. Like he said, if you're 6'4" and you got the disorder that he said and it's 3 inches, that's kind of crazy for me.
I don't think anything's wrong with that though. I've actually met somebody 6'4".
But you were laughing at the disorder, so you don't think you still?
Because he said it's a disorder.
But I just said not everybody's.
I wouldn't call it a disorder.
No. Clarify. Not everybody who's in that situation has a disorder. Some people do have a disorder, and that's why they're in that situation.
Okay.
You know
but you're saying you would deal with 6'4" and 3 inches?
I've met somebody like that. I think once you get to know them, you kind of look past.
It doesn't matter.
Now, if you guys don't match up sexually, of course, you know, in the gay world and even the heterosexual world, size matters. So if you guys don't match up, I mean, not size, but sex matters. If you guys don't match up sexually, then you find something that you like.
But today with science, you can always get an enlargement.
So that's how you gonna add?
Yeah, we're not talking about science.
Well, you can always.
We're not talking about strap-ons.
No, I'm talking about you can actually go to the doctor and get inches added on.
Call from.
You could.
Gino.
I'm sure there's plenty of porn stars that have.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I saw your Instagram. Are you guys still filming?
Yeah, we are. You're actually on right now.
Hey, Gino.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Right now, we have we're going to talk about the Valentines in a second, but we are on the topic of length of penis size. If penis size matters to, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he's straight or gay. But I'm telling him the topic. But okay, so answer that question. Are you straight or gay?
Well, yeah, I'm gay, so.
Okay. Where are you calling from? Let me get that out of you real quick.
Oh, I'm actually in College Park, Maryland.
Okay. Okay. So what made you call in?
Yeah, yeah, no, I just basically wanted to get on the show. So, yeah, I'm gay. And to answer your question, penis size, it's the opposite for me. Like, if a penis is, like, too big, you know, that's worse to deal with than a penis that's too small. But then again, I'm not a bottom, so... You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think it's different if you're a bottom, but...
Yeah, it definitely is. And now you just made a point, so I should re-ask the question to the people that's on my panel, because I don't know what they are, because that does...
I've already answered that. Well, not me personally, but...
Yeah, so that does actually make sense, because if you are a top, then yeah, size really shouldn't matter to you.
I said if you don't match up sexually.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. So yeah, Gino says he's a top, so yes, size, the length doesn't really matter. So
it's not that it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's too big, then it's still like a problem, because you know I wouldn't want it to be too big anyway.
Is it like ugly to you? Like, is it visually not stimulating to see a large penis?
No, it is, but I just feel like it's harder for me to, you know, get a guy off that way if this penis is too big.
Oh, so you're saying you don't want it to be bigger than yours?
Yeah, I guess.
Uh-huh. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So what about Valentine's? Are you into Valentine's? Do you celebrate Valentine's? Do you care about it?
I do. I don't usually, but you know, I'm kind of talking to some guys, so I plan on doing something this weekend.
Okay. So are you the romantic top, or are you like the I don't give a fuck about you top?
See, that's the thing. I try to be romantic and shit, but you know, the people that I'm with, they'll be like, I try to do it slow, you know, like TLC, let's take our time kind of shit. But then the guy I'm with is always like, oh yeah, do it harder, faster. So I'm just like, you know, what do you want from me? But I try to keep me happy, so I try to tone down the romance, you know.
Okay. So have you ever given someone flowers and candy?
I've given flowers. Yeah, I have.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Really
not
interesting.
a Valentine. I mean, to someone that I wanted to be my Valentine back in the day before I was jaded, but you know.
Oh, so you admit that you're jaded?
Now it's more like, let's just go to dinner because I like to eat, you know. I consider myself, like, you know, like a bear cub, so.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
I'm more about the food, you know, more about the candy than the flowers.
Got you. Makes
but
sense.
I mean, I used to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So would it matter to you if someone that you were dating did not care about Valentine's Day at all?
It wouldn't really matter to me as long as, you know, they show love in other ways. I mean, you don't need a day to show how much you love someone. So as long as if that's good, the rest of the 364 days of the year, you know, it doesn't really matter to me.
Awesome. You guys have a question for Gina? Dwayne, you got a question?
No.
Okay. TC, Tehran?
I want to know, how long have you been talking to this sort of kind of dude?
Sort of kind
That's
of.
what you say?
I've been talking to this guy for about 5 years, almost 5. It'll be 5 years this summer.
And y'all still in the talking phase?
I mean, it's not even like that. It's like it's complicated. Like, we're not in a relationship because we can't be. Like, he's a lot older than I am. He has 3 kids. So, you know, I'm not, yeah, so it's just different. He also has an ex-wife, so.
Interesting. Very
Yeah, it's just real complicated.
Yeah, that is complicated. All right. Well, definitely thank you for calling in, boss.
No problem. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, the Gino Bino, and on YouTube.com/the Gino Bino.
Okay, definitely. Do me a favor.
G-I-N-O-B-I-N-O. Yep.
Yeah, do me a favor and tag your name on the Culture Club post on my Instagram, and I'll definitely do that.
Okay, awesome.
All right, man. You have a good night.
All right. You too.
Thank you. All right. So 4 calls. That's awesome. So weight, does weight play a factor in who you date?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. How so, Dwayne? Come on, talk. Come on, talk, Dwayne. Come on.
I like tall and skinny boys. There's nothing against like thicker people. It's just that's my. Sorry. I was married when I met you, so it was no.
He's standing up like he the Hulk.
Right.
What you mean tall and skinny?
That's my type. That's what I find attractive. So.
So if they weren't skinny, then they would not be attractive.
I said what I find attractive. I'm not saying they're not attractive. There's somebody for everybody.
Okay.
They're just not for me.
Okay, interesting. All right. What about you, sir?
I like my height. You don't have to be skinny. You can't be fat though. You can't.
What's the definition of fat?
Throw out a number.
Okay, a number would probably be like 190 and up.
So I'm almost fat.
But if you're not 190,
I'm in the 180s.
you're not 190.
Okay.
How tall are you though?
6 foot.
So that's a good weight.
And he's toned, so I mean he's not flubby. I mean,
I'm just saying if you say 190, then that makes
you have to be toned if you're in the 190 and above. But I really don't like a lot of muscle. You can't just. I'm a skinny dude. I don't need all that on top of me.
Oh, top. All right. So we got that clarified. All right. Awesome.
That don't mean I'm a bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. What about you? Your face over there is crazy. What about you?
Well, I guess I'm gonna disagree with both of them.
It's nothing to
It really
disagree
doesn't
with.
matter if you're big or small. It's just how you carry yourself. You can't be sloppy with it, because you can be 250, 260, and still present yourself better than somebody who's 150. So I really don't care about weight. It just depends on how you carry yourself, how you present yourself to other people. So I mean, I have talked to some people who were larger, some people who were skinnier, but then also throughout time when you're in a relationship, people can go from 150 to 200 throughout the time you're together, and you can't be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you no more because you're not.
Yes, you can.
That's messed up. You can't say, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you don't know they could be going through something, or you know, some situation. I'm just not going to talk to you because you have gained 20 pounds.
I mean, truthfully, some people have a specific type. They're not like, you know, the race schmurd guys. I ain't got no type. But bad bitches is what you're contradicting yourself. But
Please don't start that.
I mean,
but I'm just saying, if they met you and you kept yourself clean and you kept your weight down and you were going to the gym, you're exercising, some people get turned off when you just let it all go. I have met people that have, you know, been okay with it. You know, so I mean, it's just your what preference. You like. It's what your preference is.
okay. Well, I don't know about all that. If I meet you and you're 6'2", 6 whatever, 185, 190, 176, whatever, nice solid build, great. Then a year down the line, you become 250, 275. That's a problem for me because when I first met you, you looked a certain way and I was attracted to that. You can't expect me to be attracted to you if you become 275, 325, and you can't expect me to still want to like get in the bed with you and you know, do all of that. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And then I fell in love with your personality and all of that. Great, but I was also attracted and decided to go out with you because of the way you looked last year. So I think a lot of people that gain the weight, especially if it's something that you have control over, should control that shit and get back to what you looked like before, you know, when I first met you.
I mean, it's a conversation that you need to have with your partner,
communication,
or whoever you're dating. Like, hey, you know, kind of throw it in as a hint. You know, hey, let's go to the gym
together. Yeah,
let's go out walking.
Yeah.
I'm about to go. I'm about to go running. You know, you want to go with me, or you know?
Well, no, he offered. He's like, let's do crunches before we get out of bed.
Let's do crunches before we get out of bed.
Oh, so he already told you before.
Huh?
No, it's a way. It's a way to build your midsection.
That's what he's saying now. I just felt some kind of.
It is a way to.
Because I was like, well, what are you saying?
Right. I'm just saying, go out and.
You know, I call him fat anyway, so it doesn't matter. He's fat. He's a fatty.
But I mean, I've seen a lot of people in longer relationships where most of the time they start to like fill out because I mean they're satisfied. They don't have to go to the gym if they don't really want to, and they're just comfortable with their mates. I'm not saying get 325 pounds. That's clearly excess, but.
I know somebody that was slim. They were going to the gym when they met their boyfriend. They plumped up. And their boyfriend said, I'm good. Like, no, I'm good. Like, I love it. Like, he can stay plump. I love it. I was like, oh, okay. Well, as long as you're happy.
If you get love handles, I'm sorry. The love is not gonna be handled over here. So I'm sorry. They're giving like the professor answer. I'm giving the ghetto answer. I don't like that shit. So not for me. What about you, Chanel?
I like them short.
And plump.
No, small and slim and short. At least 5'7", not 5'10".
They can't be 5'10"?
No taller than me.
Oh my god.
I like to pick them up and throw them around. Right in the important area.
Oh, he said he likes them small enough so that their face is right where it belongs. Interesting. Sounds like a top to me.
That's probably just a turn on to you. I can, yeah. That's the only thing. That's the only thing a short guy can do for me is, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, I need to do that.
That's funny. I don't know. I think short guys can do a lot of things. You know, not just that, but short guys can do a lot of things. So let me ask you a question. If you're a person that you were with, y'all can chime in if you want, could not perform oral sex to your liking, would you train them on how you like it done to you, or would you just say bye-bye?
No. The first time is go south. You have to let them know right then, right there, that this is not the way that I want it to be done. Because if not, they will continue to do it that way. You have to be able to stop them and say, you're using your teeth or whatever they're doing wrong. Some people use their teeth. I mean, you probably have had the experience, so don't. some people.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
So you have to.
Yes.
I'm the type of person is you got to stop things at the beginning, because if not, they're gonna continue. So once you try it and they still are not excelling, then yeah, it's probably gonna be we can't talk because it's not appealing to me.
Do you like teeth, Dwayne?
No, I don't like it.
Who likes to be chomped on?
It's a very sensitive area.
That's like the worst nightmare. You know, somebody going down on you and then it's chomp.
So I mean, you could kind of tell, because you know, back in the day when I was experimenting and trying to learn how to do that to someone, if it's in your mouth, you can tell when it hits your teeth. And so when it hits your teeth, you kind of back up and put more tongue action and more lip action to it. I mean, I know I'm not the only one.
Course 101.
I'm just saying, like, you can feel it hitting your teeth. So if it hits your teeth, it's definitely, the teeth is definitely hitting the thing. So you need to pull back a little bit and reassess the situation and definitely do it better, because teeth does not. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, would it be a problem to let them know, like, you know,
No.
either say ouch or
just hit them on the head, be like,
No.
excuse me.
this is not a.
I mean, y'all can go to a sex
S&M
class
moment.
together.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, different people like different things at different amount
Who
of
you
time.
know like that?
I'm not saying anybody likes teeth.
Dwayne
I would
says
never
it's
say that. But I'm just saying, like, some people, they don't like it sucked hard. Like, they just want
Yeah.
to, like, you know, just back and forth. Some people want it sucked hard. Some people.
When you get with someone, you have to know what they like, what they're into. So you can't be, you know, if you're too fast, and you know, if somebody doesn't like, you know, being sucked too fast, you know, you have to say, wait, slow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta tell them what you like.
Interesting.
You can't just write him off because his head was just nasty.
Yes, you can. I mean, if you try to explain to them how to do it and they still don't get the hint,
I
then
agree.
yeah, this is
Sometimes
bye
you have to give an example. So if you're not, like, putting in work, not everything I've ever done to Trey, he's been like, yes, this is my favorite. But eventually, over time, like, we've
learned each other, and we know we know what turns each other on, and
Do you like your hair pulled?
what to do.
What I knew this question was coming up eventually.
Yeah, I'll be about here.
I don't know. It has to be in the moment. I'm not just saying, like, I like to have my hair pulled, but if it gets pulled, I don't not like it.
He's smiling.
I mean, he tends to do it, so I don't.
Interesting. Okay, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is religion and spirituality in the gay world. Shout out to African Prince. I want to get the name right on email. African King. But I don't know how this. I don't know how this discussion is going to go. And before I start, I'll say that I don't want to offend anybody. So if you're very sensitive about your religion and your beliefs, then I would suggest that you turn this part of the episode off, because I'm very bold and blunt, as CLUBB is for Culture Club, when it pertains to religion and gay. So, but I'll let everybody else speak. I mean, here's my question: do you feel that you can be completely gay and Christian and Catholic and all of those types of? Do you think you could practice all of those religions and still be completely gay?
If your religion allows it, because a lot of religions don't allow you to be gay, like being Catholic. You know, they have certain restrictions. You can't do this, you can't be around children, you know, some things like that. But I think you can. God calls each and every one of us to do different things and to be influences to the world in different ways. So depending on what religion you follow, I am a Christian. I'm Baptist. Have attended the Baptist church since I was young. I think that you can. God really, you know, calls you to do certain things.
Okay, go ahead, chime in, Dwayne.
Me personally, I was brought up Baptist. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher, so I was at church all the time and heard how big of a sin it was and all that jazz. So as I got to be my own person and kind of like grew up, and I started attending a non-denominational church, and you know, all they preach is like love and, you know, accepting of each other. So I tend to be more I think you can be gay and Christian, but I don't I think it's more about spirituality than like living by the Bible. If that makes sense. Like I have my own personal relationship with God, and that's all that really matters to me. Like everything else is, you can have that.
Okay. My point of view, I guess I'm kind of like you. I don't believe in organized religion at all, and it kind of goes back to, I don't think that the religion don't want you to be gay. I think the people within the religion won't allow you to be gay. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but because of that, I've had to separate myself from, I grew up as a Pentecostal in Tennessee, and there was rules and regulations, and I just didn't have a good experience in church. But I have a personal relationship with God, and I feel you can be gay and have a personal relationship if you want to be classified as a Christian or whatever. I don't think that has anything to do with your sexuality. I think people throw that in to try to, it kind of detour what the real message that God wanted to send us, and Jesus, you know, wanted to send people. That's just my point of view.
Do you think that gays can get married in the church?
Yes, I think so.
Everyone has their interpretation of the Bible. You know, some people say, you know, God specifically says 2 men or 2 women cannot date or marry or have any sexual dealings with each other in the Bible. Some people say that's totally not in the Bible. So it just depends. It just really depends on how you interpret the Bible. Because we all know we go to church and preachers can preach on the same thing but have 2 totally different messages. You know. So as far as getting married in a church, yeah, why not? A church is a building. It's a building. It can burn down any day. You know, it's just a building. But it's a place where Christians or people can come together and encourage each other. That's what a church is. A place where Christians or people can come together, encourage each other, lift each other up, and as we do, learn about, you know, God's word, or, you know, your faith.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna let them have all of that. You know, I'm really not. I'm not really gonna get all into deep with it. I went to church for the first time November last year. Okay. I'm a grown individual, and I've never been in church. The only time I went to church before that was a friend of the family's passed away, so I went to church for the funeral. Other than that, I never really went to church, because all my life I just heard that gays in church they don't mix. So for me, you know, I was always like, okay, why the hell will I even step foot in the door? But then when I went in November, I was like, I felt awkward. I felt weird. But of course, when I go out, I don't wear gay on my sleeve, so it's not like everybody was like, oh, why is he in here? Or, you know, it's not like I was getting dirty looks or anything, but I still felt weird. I don't know. I can't even remember the name of the church I went to, but it was straight out of a black movie. You know, you got the stereotypical you know, black women clapping and, you know, with the hands up and praise him and dancing and bopping, and I was like, where's the camera? I'm waiting for them to say cut, edit. You know, it was straight out of a black film. But the pastor really spoke to me, and everything that she said resonated within me, and I appreciated, you know, everything that she was saying, and I liked the fact that I actually went. It did let me know that, you know, it doesn't really have to be all about your sexuality when you go to church, especially if you don't wear gay on your sleeve. But I don't know, I just still feel weird about going through the door. I guess that's why I never really went back. But I guess that's just a thing that I just grew up not being comfortable with it. I don't know. But I can't see myself marrying a man in a church. I just can't see that happening. I really can't see me marrying a man, period, but let alone in a church. I don't know.
I think that's because you didn't grow up in the church. that's probably why you feel like that. But I would feel comfortable marrying Dwayne, you know, in the church, because I love God, and that's who I look to, you know, for guidance, you know. And if we were to marry, I would want it to be in the church. It doesn't have to be in a church, but it will make me feel good, because I know that this is something that I really want to do, and it would give me that confirmation, because trust me, I will have long prayer before we even get to stepping foot in that church. You know, we really are going to have, or I will have long, and hopefully, you know, we will have that relationship with God together as a couple. But it'll just make me feel good, and it'll make me feel good that, you know, family members would come. You know, I probably wouldn't say it would be in my home church, because I don't think my pastor is, you know, keen on the whole gay thing. But it's just, you know, how you were brought up. One thing I did want to say, we went to Atlanta last weekend for the Battle of the Bands, and my friends were there from Mississippi, and we all talked about going to church that Sunday morning. And the first thing somebody said was, "Oh, I hope it's not a gay church." And I'm like, "What's wrong with a gay church?" I've been to a gay church in my last.
They exist?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do they follow? Did they follow the Bible? What are they?
Yes, they follow.
Yeah.
They follow the Bible. The one I went to was.
What else they gonna follow?
It was.
I don't know. Maybe there's a gay Bible. I don't know.
But not to cut you off, but there's also churches that are not gay, where it's two men, a man and a woman. They still accept people for their sexuality regardless.
Right.
So you don't. Not every church is that way. Because there's a lot of churches actually in Nashville. They're okay. They just want you to be loved and happy and supportive of you and your faith and your walk with God. So not every church is going to demonize you and say, "Oh, you can't come to my church," or "You can't be a part, you can't be in a choir, you can't be all that," just because of your sexuality.
And I know some people might say, you know, well, that's blasphemy. You know, you should not do that. There are certain rules, or, you know, we have instructions, you know, basic instructions to live by. You know, pastors should lay out the rules, and, you know, being gay or being a prostitute is a sin. Yes, it is a sin, but it's no bigger than any other sin. You know, we all should show love. Each church should show love, and if you feel like there's something that you don't agree with, you address that with the person individually, you know, and not as a whole, and put it in your message, you know.
Do you believe being gay is a sin, though?
See, that's the thing I don't agree. I don't think being gay is a sin. I don't. Homosexual acts are sinful, but the act of being gay is not.
Yeah, I don't believe being gay is a sin, though.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, yeah. The main thing for me is, like, when they, like, demonize homosexuals in church, and most churches I've been to have a number of homosexuals working in and around the church. So it's hard for me to go there and, like, see them doing whatever their job is, and hear, like, the preacher saying, you know, you're gonna go to hell or anything like that. Like, I can't respect that building for that. Like, I go to church for, like, spiritual guidance and, you know, healing or whatever. And when I go there, I don't want to hear, like, a part of my life that I feel I can't control. I know some people think it's like a choice or whatever. I don't feel like it's a choice. It's always been in me, and it's just my natural way of living. So when I go there, I don't want to feel like my life is a sin in general.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm more spiritual, why I don't feel like I have to be at church. I do go to church, and, you know, sometimes I go and I get a good message and I'm happy I went there. But other times I'm like, I don't feel like I have to be in this house to have a relationship with God.
Okay, interesting.
Back to the gay churches. There are gay churches. I mean, not gay churches. There are churches where they openly accept, and they have their congregation is mostly gay men or women or a mixture.
That's interesting. I would love to see how that operates.
Actually, in Nashville, there was a church where there were drag queens and transvestite, whatever terminology, that actually were a member, and they were part of the church, and then the pastor knew, and he was like, okay, he didn't.
Wow.
And it's very low key. Like I said, my friends wanted to go to church, and the first thing I mentioned was, I hope it's not a gay church. Actually, when I went to, and it was Visions in Atlanta, it was very nice. I really got a message from the Word, from the pastor. It wasn't, you know how gay people act, flamboyant and running through the aisles and stuff. It was very low key. Everybody was.
I feel like that's a stereotype.
It is a stereotype.
Well, you know what?
I mean,
I've been delivered.
They did Pentecostal. They spoke in tongues.
But that's at any
jump
church.
over the
But I've also been to Visions, and they were like, I mean, obviously, in every church there's gonna be somebody with the big hat on or the pink outfit.
Right, like I said, right.
So that's just every church in America.
When I went,
there was nothing extra about the church besides it was predominantly male and not.
Yeah. I mean, when I went, Derek J was there, and one of my friends was like, "Oh, Derek J was there. I know I ain't going now." What does that mean?
What does that have to do with anything?
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. So, African King, I hope we answered your question about religion.
Yeah, this is man versus music. You know what I'm saying? Michael Eichel in the building, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it like this. It ain't flavor, it's fever. Niggas got penny on the wall. I'm on that. Niggas got phony on the ball. I'm on that. Get it. I'm on that.